mind, raise your hand. Start off, go ahead, Tommy.
Coach, 6 different goal scorers. What can you just say about the depth of the team? And
Yeah, everyone ready to go. You know, I like the start to the game. I thought we had good jump. Looked like we got our legs back tonight. And yeah, everyone involved, including our D on the offensive side of it. Like we had a couple quiet nights offensively on the road, and we wanted to bounce back. And things we talked about going into the game, I thought the guys executed really well.
It's 3 shutouts in a row, 2 from Blackwood and 2 starts. Just, is it an overall team thing, the way the team's playing, or, some of that the goalies too?
Yeah, it's both. I think team committed on the defensive side of it again. I liked us 5-on-5. I mean, you see it all game long, guys blocking shots, guys taking care of the net front. There was a couple really dangerous scrambles where they come up with pucks and they're throwing it on net, and we still get some sticks and blocks on it. Our goalies made some saves, and part of it, I think our goalies are showing up, at their best right now on the penalty kill. Like, we're giving up some dangerous chances, as you always kind of will, but you need your goalie to be your best penalty killer, and those guys are doing a really nice job again tonight too.
In a game where you guys are up 5 or 6-0 in the third, you have Manson making dives, Bardakov blocking shots on the PK. You guys even had the last 10 shots on goal. Like, can you talk about the dedication for this team to play 60 minutes even in a game like that?
Yeah, I think, that's just like high standard of what we want to try and do and being consistent at it. And I think also it's understanding that it scores at 0 and they're playing for Blackie. He's been or Wedge, doesn't matter regardless of who's in there, because it's always nice for them to get the shutout. And so I think guys are digging in at that point and not just kind of taking it easy, because the goalies have been really good for us and they want to reward them.
Ryan and Megan.
Mackenzie Blackwood is now the 7th Avalanche goaltender in franchise history to pick up back-to-back shutouts. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how he needed to pick up a pace a little bit. How impressed have you been over the last few games with him?
Yeah, I'm really impressed. The Nashville game was lights out. Tonight, good again. And part of it's just, like I talked about before, knocking the rust off. Like, we have a lot of faith in this guy, obviously. It's why we signed him. He's why he's their guy. But you don't play since the end of last year. You have a procedure in March, right? April, May, beginning of May. And that's a long time off the ice. And it's a long time where you're not getting reps and going through camp and all that. So you're going to expect him not to be at his best right away. But, since he's been healthy, he's been putting in a lot of extra work with UC and Wedge. And, it's a matter of time, in our opinion, that before he was going to get to where he wanted to be and where we wanted him to be. And you kind of got to play him through that a little bit. You got to get him the practice time. So it took a little bit longer than what we had liked, but we're fortunate to the way Wedge is playing. So now we got 2 guys at the top of their game, and it's great for us. And I'm really happy for both those guys and what they're accomplishing.
Ivan gets an assist and has 2 good chances on the
Yeah.
Novkovic late in this game. Did you see more of what you needed to in his play away from the puck as well?
Yeah, I've always kind of liked his play away from the puck. I want him to use his skating and, his puck touches and what. I want to see a little bit more offense out of him. He's such a great skater. He sees the game. He's got a good head for the game. I want to see him physically involved. I want to see him hanging on to pucks and being a difference maker and using his skills to help try and create, not just check. But I thought he had a really good night tonight. I thought he was disciplined with his puck touches. If he had a play to make, he made it. If he didn't, he put the puck in deep and went and forechecked it back as a line. So really good outing for him in his first one up.
Kyle and David.
Jared, the start you guys have been on in this 10-game win streak, do you kind of put blinders on, just stay focused, or do you allow yourself to bask in, how hot this team has been?
Blinders on and stay focused.
4 guys with marked high danger chances tonight, 3 of them being from that top line, but the other one being Devon Tapes. Can you talk to me a little bit about what his 2-way game has kind of looked like for you recently?
It's been quiet. Like Taser has the ability to impact the game on both sides of it, right? So, And part of the thing we're stressing with our D is like, I thought they had a quiet weekend, getting up, getting involved, and we wanted them up and involved here tonight, and to try and keep the pressure on them and be relentless on their half of the rink. And I think Taser has much more ability to join and be part of our offense than he's shown to this point in the season. And he's such a responsible guy. I think he kind of errs on the defensive side of it a lot, but tonight he did a good job, and hopefully that's the first of many, because I think he can help provide us a little bit more on the offensive side of things than what we've seen from him, especially with getting up and joining the rush and breaking us out and staying part of that attack. Offensive zone, he's always making the kind of the smart play, the right decision, and he chips in with some chances. But even though he's playing with Kale, I think there's times when one guy's doing some work and the other guy can join, and I think he can make that more consistent.
Last two, go ahead, Larry.
The Sharks were very complimentary of your side. They've obviously taken steps this year, but though, they want to be where you guys are. And they're not going to be the Avalanche overnight, but you as somebody who's built a team, what's kind of the next immediate step for Warzo, for the Sharks to kind of get closer to where you guys are?
Well, I'd have to study them more, but I mean, they've made huge strides in just 1 year, right? They've got some young guys that have developed into impact players, and they're only going to get better. Like, I think they're still just scratching the surface when it comes to, like, as good as Celebrini and Smith are, and Eklund, and they got some young D that are still coming. First year for Askarov starting in goal. I think all those guys are going to continue to get better. And round out into, not just really good players, but like franchise type players. So, and then as they get to that point, then they'll fill in some other guys around them. And I like the mix of their team. They play hard, they check hard. They're dangerous on the offensive side of it. They're still building like a real deep 4-line team for me. But huge improvements in 1 year, and you can see by the record, whether they're 7-3 in the last 10 after a real slow start, they've got themselves right into the playoff mix. So, like you said, it's not going to happen overnight. There's lots of work to go, but I think they're a good team, and if you can't sleep on them because they can score. Their power play and special teams have been good. Like this is a team that's up and coming quickly in our conference.
Richard Cullen.
Sometimes it takes guys a game or two to get back into their groove. Coming back from injury, Kibby Renta scores a goal tonight. What can you say about his game?
I thought he was great. Yeah, he's looked really good in the short amount of practice time we have. Just the way he's been skating. So obviously did a really good job of the work he needed to do both in the gym and on the ice with Pop and Bobby and Alexi in the gym. I think. He's kind of been that way for us. Like, he's a pro, when he comes back, he's ready to go, and he beat his injury timeline, which says a lot. And then to be able to come back and be ready like that and chip in for us again, penalty kill, scores a goal, is part of that line, which I thought was really good again tonight. So, kudos to him for the work he put in. It's a great start. Glad to have him back.